Coming up, a judge strikes down one of Iowa's most controversial bills.
And later, City Council makes a decision on ped mall benches. We have the reaction from the public.
The glitter was in full effect when the Jim Hawks vaulted into the Big Ten schedule.
And wrestler Alex Marinelli gives us his definition of what it means to be tough.
Will the temperatures keep dropping? I'll tell you more in weather.
All that and more coming up on this Wednesday, January 23rd edition of DITV.
So don't click away, it all starts now. Good morning, and thank you for tuning in. I'm Kaylin Cluck alongside Becca Scadden.
Good morning, Kaylin, and we have a lot of news to cover this morning, so let's start with our top story.
A judge in Polk County District Court has issued a ruling declaring that the fetal heartbeat bill, Iowa's restrictive abortion law, is unconstitutional. Judge Michael D. Hubbard sided with petitioners in the lawsuit, saying that this law is in violation of the equal provisions and due process listed in the Iowa Constitution. This bill was seen as a legislative achievement for Republicans in 2018. The bill states that a woman cannot get an abortion after a fetal heartbeat is detected. The detection of a heartbeat can occur about 6 weeks into pregnancy, which often can be before one realizes they are pregnant.
The momentum for the establishment of a children's mental health system in the state of Iowa is growing at a rapid pace. To tell us more, we have Daily Iowan ethics and politics reporter Julia DiGiacomo in the newsroom with more. Good morning, Julia.
Hello.
And so, Julia, what are some of the main issues with the children's mental health system here in Iowa?
So, although there are various services available across Iowa, there's currently no actual children's mental health system in place in Iowa. The adult system, which is set up in regions, has basic core services that are required, but there's no such specification for the children's system. This means that services are often not connected, and it can be difficult for families to find help. There's also a psychiatrist shortage, especially for child and adolescent psychiatrists. So 85 of 99 counties in Iowa don't have any child or adolescent psychiatrists, which creates very long wait lists for families.
And so what action is being taken to improve children's mental health services in Iowa?
Recently, Governor Kim Reynolds created an advisory board to make recommendations for a new bill to create a children's mental health system. So this board met in November, and they gave their recommendations to Reynolds, who said that she'll use this to form the new bill. There were also two suicide prevention bills that were signed last. Okay. There were also two suicide prevention bills that were signed last year. And these bills, however, there were no funding allocated for them to go into action.
Julia DiGiacomo in the newsroom, thank you. For more on that story, you can go to dailyiowan.com or pick up a copy of the print edition of the Daily Iowan on stands now.
Last night at City Hall, a vigil was held in response to the City Council's decision to replace the benches in the pedestrian wall with ones that have armrests in the middle. Last week, a protest was held in opposition of these benches. People found them to be discriminatory against homeless people. The vigil was organized by the Catholic Worker House.
Shame on them! Despite this disappointing action, we can celebrate a real victory today. Today is a victory thanks to the thousands of people who prayed and took action to stop hostile architecture.
Although the council voted to replace the benches, they want to focus on bigger issues, such as providing more housing for the homeless.
And with winter not slowing down anytime soon, it's getting more and more difficult for students to go to class. Here's what some students had to say about the commute and their advice for those slippery sidewalks.
Well, I'm not ready to skate my way to class. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one because it's very icy.
Oh man, this is classic Iowa. You know, I'm from Denver, so I'm used to the snow, but at the same time, it's kind of like gonna be negative 15 coming up. It's only gonna get worse, and I'm just hoping to survive my final year here before I move somewhere warm.
I'm from Houston, so this is very different for me. And seeing the ice on the ground earlier was pretty crazy. I've never seen that before.
I slip around everywhere and I feel like I'm gonna fall, but everyone's kind of in the same boat, so I don't feel too embarrassed about it.
Skate your way, like don't pick your feet up.
Yeah, if you're walking all over campus, shuffle your feet. You better go to class still, take it from a senior, but shuffle those feet, keep a low center of gravity, and keep your eyes 10 feet in front of you.
Leave a lot of time and walk really slow and just keep your distance from other people because everyone's gonna fall.
Well, Kaylin, I agree. Skating my way to class is definitely, I think, going to be my plan this week. But
Yeah.
it is a cold one out there this morning.
Yeah, I know. I see you're wearing white in honor of the snow, and I'm wearing black in honor of the ice that has pervaded the sidewalks. But for more on the situation, we have Sam Ostwick in the weather studio. Sam?
Yeah, yesterday Iowa City saw some brutal weather as there was freezing rain, which resulted in black ice that covered the sidewalk, and I can say I slipped more times than I'd like to admit. But Johnson County has a winter weather storm warning in effect until 9 a.m. this morning, warning of heavy snowstorms that could leave us with 8 inches of accumulation. Travel can be very difficult as a result and could even make travel impossible because of the dangerous conditions. All through the night and this morning, we have seen continuous snowfall, and it's expected to last till noon with high winds and a temperature of 22 degrees and a low of 6 degrees. Moving on to the rest of the week, Thursday will be colder as we have a high of 17 degrees and a low of negative 16 degrees, with winds reaching 30 miles per hour. Then Friday, we will see snow again at a 60% chance with a high of only 7 degrees and a low of negative 12. Then this weekend, Saturday, we'll only have a high of 3 degrees and a low of negative 1, with those snow showers coming later in the evening at a 40% chance. And to end the weekend, Sunday will be cloudy with warmer temperatures in the high 20s and a low in the high teens, but a 50% chance of snow in the night. So make sure you are careful on those icy sidewalks and streets. Guys, back to you at the desk.
Yesterday, the Supreme Court passed a ruling allowing President Trump's restrictions on transgender people serving in the military to go into effect. Trump had first proposed this idea back in 2017. This reverses the rule that the Obama administration initiated, which allowed the military to be open to those who are transgender. Transgender troops have been serving openly since 2016, and in the midst of the news, both those who are for and against the ban are speaking out.
Now we have people who cannot serve in the military with asthma or with flat feet. So why would we allow individuals to come in, although they're very patriotic and we appreciate their desire to serve, but who have these medical issues that could be very, very costly?
Implementing a ban again will not stop Americans from wanting to serve their country, and some of those Americans happen to be transgender.
The Supreme Court has yet to rule on the merit of the case, but they are allowing lower courts to work through it.
Starting February 1st, the Iowa Center for Research by Undergraduates, or ICRU, will be merging with the Office of the Vice President for Research. The goal is to create a partnership that results in more effective undergraduate research. ICRU Director Bob Kirby said, quote, "We've been associated over the last couple of years, and this will help build a focus on undergraduate research being part of the broad community, not just an educational experience," end quote. Kirby went on to add that nearly 30% of undergraduate students have been involved with some sort of research on campus, and this new partnership will allow a unique opportunity for students to work with faculty and upperclassmen ambassadors.
Well, it's hard to drive or walk anywhere this morning, but hopefully they get those roads cleared up by tonight.
Yeah, hopefully people are able to get to Carver for women's basketball safe and sound. But for more in sports, we have Declan and Natalie in the studio. Guys?
Thanks, guys. That's right. Iowa will be hosting Rutgers tonight, so hopefully fans can get out to Carver safe.
Absolutely. And on Saturday, the Jim Hawks opened up their conference season against Minnesota.
The Hawks started their night on vault, where they scored a 47.925 overall.
On the bars, Iowa scored a season high of 48.95, where freshman Jax Kranitz had a career night with a 9.725.
The Hawks kept the energy going onto the balance beam, where they scored a 48.85, with Claire Kaji dominating the event with a near-perfect score of a 9.9.
And onto the floor, Iowa finished with a 48.625, but that would not be enough, as Iowa finished second overall behind the Gophers.
To me, and probably anybody else that was watching, it's very different than the team we brought out here the last time, like even a week ago. So that's the only thing I ever asked of the team was I want you to generate that excitement, that energy. We can't control what happens with the judges or in the stands or around the country. We can't control any of that. So the only thing that we can control is feeling good about what we did. And I'm the things that we asked them to fix, they worked super hard in making sure that those specific things got done. And I have to believe that at some point, doing those things and working on the details is going to pay off.
I think it really built our confidence. You know, we were focusing on one thing at a time, one routine at a time, where we got a new motto going, like move the chains, and I think that we really encompassed that today.
The Hawks will be back on the beam this Saturday against Rutgers at 4 p.m. And it is actually the second annual Larissa Libby night, and everyone under 5'2" will get into the meet for free. So Declan, I'm guessing that you're gonna have to pay.
What makes you say that? I can do it. I can pass for 5'2".
Well, moving on to this weekend, the women's tennis team won their second meet of the season against North Texas.
Iowa picked up the doubles point to start the meet after Ashley Jacobs and Chloe Rouette took their match 6-1. And Elise Van Hoevelen and Adorable Huckleby won 6-4.
In singles play, Sophie Clark won 6-0 and then again 6-2. And Jacobs won her match in straight sets.
Iowa got win number 2 of the season 5-2 over the Mean Green.
I'm pleased with what I saw, and all of the matches were close and hard fought, which is also a good indication. I mean, these were difficult teams to play opening weekend, so I think we were tested in really important ways that we can build upon. We got 2 more great matches next weekend out east against Dartmouth and Brown, and so hopefully we can kind of build on the momentum from this weekend.
I think just this weekend has given all of us a lot of confidence going into next weekend. Like me personally, I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm excited to play next to everyone again. So.
Iowa will head to New Hampshire to face Dartmouth on Saturday.
Moving from the court to the mat, the Hawkeye wrestling team has their first Friday-Sunday dual combo of the season when they face Illinois, then Northwestern this weekend.
I mean, I've felt that way since I was 9 years old, and you know, I'm glad that's what I want. You want the best of everyone you wrestle. That's why you wrestle. It's a combat sport, and those guys, you don't want to go out there and just kind of like go through the motions. You want it to be a fight, a battle, because you know we love the sport we do, and you know everyone here wants to go out there and fight a good hard match, and you know be the better man that day, right?
You know, these guys don't want it hard. They don't want a hard match, and I'm not afraid to get tired. So that's what I've tried to preach to this team: is you cannot be afraid to get tired, and because our shape and our body will not betray us. We train too hard. So.
You know, I think it was with a track wrestling interview where, you know, I don't give him enough credit because that's what we expect. And we're never satisfied. So, Marinelli, you got more to give. Give us more. Okay, good. Now we're there. Now, hey, give us more. And he's about that. More, more, more. So sometimes, and I told track wrestling that sometimes you got to pause and you got to give, hey, this guy's pretty doggone special.
The match to watch is Sunday at Northwestern, where number 2 Spencer Lee looks to avenge his Midlands loss to number 1 Sebastian Rivera.
That's it from us in the sports studio.
But come back tomorrow for a special edition of the Courtside Show, where DITV sports director Lucy Rodine will break down Iowa's matchup against Michigan State.
That should be a good one. Caitlin and Becca, back to you.
Nominations for the 91st Annual Academy Awards were announced yesterday, and the films Roma and The Favorite lead the pack with 10 nominations apiece.
Both films are nominated for Best Picture alongside films such as Black Panther and Bohemian Rhapsody.
Roma's nomination marks a first for Netflix exclusive content in the race for the Best Picture.
Pop superstar Lady Gaga was nominated for 2 awards, one for Best Original Song for the film A Star is Born, as well as Best Actress in the same film.
The Oscars will air live on Sunday, February 24th on ABC. This marks the first time in 30 years that the show will not have a host after comedian Hart dropped out of the hosting gig. And that's it for us today on DITV. I'm Kaylin Cluck.
And I'm Becca Scadden. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, Iowa City, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.